All right, good morning, guys. So it is Friday, the 12th of December, and Frederique is back home. She was gone skiing with her dad for a few days, so it's good that she's back. Now, today we are going to do some shopping because we have our wedding plans set for August next year, and we do still need to get some wedding rings. So for that, we'll probably go to Maastricht. Maybe we can see some of the Christmas markets over there as well, and have just a fun day. Maybe eat a lunch or something over there. But before that, we do have to train. So we have upper on the menu today. Rice in the background is cooking. So when it's done, we can eat our breakfast and then go train later this morning. After the upper session, we'll probably get back home, take a shower, and just leave as quick as possible to have a full day together away. For the rest of this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I do have to train legs, so I'll probably take you with me over there and maybe show some bits around the rest of the weekend. I do have a new client to start up, so I'm very busy with programming for him. A bit of new ventures because he's doing high rocks, so I have to do a lot of things for that and make the best plans that fit for him because he also wants to build a bit of muscle but also be able to compete well. So that will be a fun project. Yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy my morning coffee right now. I have an espresso, and let's see where this day brings us because I think it will be a very fun day. So I'll take you with me and let's go. All right, guys. So I thought I would run you through this upper session. And before I do my sessions, I always start off with one or two sets of planks, just a 1 minute hold with maximum contraction of the abs. You see me shaking a bit, and that's because I'm really contracting hard to keeping my pelvis tucked and my abs tight as possible. This keeps my waist a little bit tighter in off season and gives me overall a good warm up for my session. Now, for the first exercise, I have two sets of side raises. I always start out with a couple of warm up sets for this. When I do that, I feel like I can push harder for the working sets, and my joints are just ready to push on. So, after those few warm up sets, I will go into my working sets. And what I really try and focus on is pushing the elbows out and away from my body to really target the delts as much as possible. And you see my elbows coming up pretty high. That means I am using a little bit of trap here, but that's not an issue if you don't use your traps all the way, but just the last bit. If you use the last bit, you definitely will be sure that you have had the full range of motion for your shoulders and that you have maximized that range without losing any range for it. All right, now for my second set, I lowered the weight a little bit just to get into my rep range. I noticed that my drop off is pretty big when I do a heavy set, so one or two plates lowered and then I can really make it for the next set. I would always advise you to look at your logbook, what it says, and when you can make your rep range, just try and push further. And if you think that the drop off is too big to make it, just drop off a little. And if you end up in the end of the rep range, then it's not an issue to up the weight the next session. Then for the next exercise, I have a unilateral lat pull down. This is one of my favorite exercises because it really feels very good for me. I can really target the lats well. And what I would want you to do with this is always think about pulling from your elbow. If you pull from your elbow and not with the bicep, then you can really target your lats more effectively and you will feel it way better. Think about pulling your elbow down and back, so to the pocket of your hip, I would say. And when you let the weight come back up again, let your elbow come forward and up. Now the feedback for me was that I can have a little bit more shoulder protraction when I leave the weight, lower the weight down. So that's something to work on for me. But always try and focus on holding your position as steady as possible. Don't rotate the upper body, and don't move your upper body from left to right. Just try and stay straight and really locked in place. Then the right hand, I always take some time in between the sets because it are heavy sets, and when you do one set next to the other without resting in between, it doesn't have to be minutes, but just 30 to 60 seconds is enough, will give you more from the next set, because I view it as a separate exercise, because it are actually really two working sets after each other. So try and take some time in between and try and really get your heart rate down a little before you start that next side. All right, next up, incline chest press machine. Focus on really driving with the pecs and holding tension throughout the whole set. And what I mean by that is you drive up, but when you lower the weight afterwards, you really have to focus on lowering the weight in full control and don't let the weight bounce in the bottom. That is the position where guys pair techs. So when they go heavy, guys pair techs. Guys tear pecs, yes. And when you leave full control, you don't get that risk as much. You really want to take control. That's what I want to say. Now, if you push upwards, think about contracting with your chest, obviously, but also bringing in your elbows. Don't just push the weight away and forward and up. No, think about pushing your elbows together as well to squeeze that back maximally, because the function of the pack is bringing your bicep towards your chest. So with pushing your elbows together, you will obviously push your biceps into the chest and get a real good contraction. And you see me shifting my hips forward with this piece. It just brings my pecs more in line with the machine, so I can be able to adjust my positioning to the machine. Second set, I also lowered the weight a little bit because I was not getting my rep range where I would like to, so I did have to drop off some. And you see me struggle with the last rep there. I always encourage people don't to push past failure, because if you train like we like to try to do with full precision, then that last half rep will only take away from the next set. If you think that you can finish it, try it. If you know that you can't, don't do it. And I fucked it up here. So, lesson for the next time. Then, time for flies. Also, with this machine, I would always prefer to have my hip positioning forward, so I'm leaning back a little bit. And especially with this, try and push your biceps into your chest again. The function of the pack is to bring that bicep inwards, so if you do that, you will get the maximal contraction possible. Try to keep your shoulders locked down a bit. Don't let them come up too much, because you want to stretch the pack and you don't want the weight to go over to your shoulders. And try and really get into the stretch, hold it there for 1 second, and then contract your way towards the full contraction again. And if you do it, you will notice that you probably won't have to use as much weight as you were used to. Because what I see most in the gym is that people do the full stack and they always have their arms bent and they are not really fully contracting the pecs. Now, the next up, upper back rows. I like to use the double D handles for this, and I have that attachment for myself, so I take it with me to the gym. They don't have it at my gym, so I just take my own. And I'm sitting on a little step here to line up better for my upper back, because the cable is pretty high, and to target the upper back you want to pull towards the upper back, so a slight incline from the cable will help that. When you pull, try to really focus on contracting that shoulder blades together and really squeezing the back. And when you get into the stretch, try and keep your chest up and push your chest away from your hands to get the full stretch with full control, but also I want to see maximal power with this exercise, because it is an exercise that you can push yourself hard and that you can make big steps if you keep pushing harder. Now, always stay tight, keep that abs contracted and stay upright as much as possible. There will be a little bit of a bend towards the back, but not that much that you will only use traps, because this is upper back. You want to target all of the upper traps and the upper back muscles with this. And you cannot isolate the muscles fully, but you can target them by pulling it into the right direction. Same as for lats, you can bias them, but you cannot isolate them fully. So you will always use a little bit of the muscles around it. Here we do the single arm cable row, and as you see here, the cable is just a little bit higher than my elbow will go. So when I lower the weight, I can really let the weight come forward and up again, the same as the pull down. And when contracting, try to pull the elbow down and backwards, keeping it tight and keeping your elbow as close to the body as possible to really bias that lat muscle again. And as I just said, you can't really isolate it, but with bringing your elbow in more, you will be able to focus more on that lat and get a very good contraction on it. Next up, the tricep push down. I do use double D handles for this one again, and that's simply because I have more freedom of motion in my wrists for safety, and I feel like it really doesn't hurt my wrist as much as when I do an easy bar. When you do this exercise, try and think about pushing your hands away from your elbow, so forward and then downwards. I feel like it really gives a massive difference instead of just pushing it downwards, and the contraction you get is way better. When you go back into the stretch, keep those elbows tight to the body. Don't let them come forward too much, and get in the full stretch as far as possible. With the last rep, I did really let it get back up too much, so keep it tight and keep the elbows into the side. Alright guys, so the workout is done. Now it's time for the post-workout meal. Have a shower, and then we are on the road again to Maastricht. So let's eat and shower. Alright guys, so we are on our way to Maastricht, and I'm not gonna lie, my training session really wrecked me today. So I was almost sleeping just yet, but I got a coffee with me, so it can keep me awake. Now let's talk a bit about off-season, because we're pushing calories and we're almost till the end of my off-season. I think I have 2 more weeks, no, 1 more week after this one left in this pushing phase, where we will go over to a health phase. And with pushing calories and pushing that body weight up, there comes a little bit of discomfort and there comes a little bit of stress on the body, which can be hard at sometimes, and is something that you really have to recognize, but also have to push on from it, because it will happen eventually in the off season. When it goes on for a while, then your body will start to refuse a bit. It will start to feel more sluggish. You will feel more sluggish overall. Energy can dip at times, and at other times it can be straight towards the other way, because your body is just under a lot of stress all the time. So I'm experiencing that a little bit right now. So my energy is fluctuating, sleep is fluctuating, and over the past few days my sleep actually improved a lot. I was sleeping, I think, 6.5, 7 hours on average for the past couple of weeks, and for the last 5-6 days I'm sleeping 8 hours plus again. So that's a huge win for me, because my recovery has to be on point right now to make the most of the last few weeks. So I'm happy with that, but it's also a sign that my body just needed some extra rest, and we took some extra rest with some extra rest days. Also around the competition weekend I did have an extra rest day there, and it did me well. It did me very well. I went back to the gym this week, and I'm just already feeling a lot better, a lot stronger, and with the sleep I think I will improve much more the last few weeks too. That's a good thing to have. We're improving and we're getting better, and yeah. So take in mind, guys, if you are struggling in your off season, get comfortable with it. It's just that simple. You have to push on, you have to push through, because only that consistency that you are showing over time will push you further. And if you're gonna skip meals or leave it out because you're just not hungry, or you're skipping training sessions because you're feeling tired, then you will probably not see the gains and the results you want to see. So keep on pushing, keep on progressing, and keep moving forward is what I would say. Now, I gotta focus on the road a bit because I always missed my turn here. Frederick is watching, so she pointed me in the right direction, but I'm gonna leave you here and I'm gonna take you with me to Maastricht, and we'll see each other there again. Alright, so we arrived in Maastricht and we started off with a nice coffee. We have 2 flat whites and we had to go for a cookie, so I'm gonna show you. Is it good? Alright, so we're on the way back to the car. We saw a bit of the Christmas market after we have had, I think, 4 jewelers for the rings. We did not buy them yet because we want to think about it. They are pretty expensive and there are too many choices to make right now. So we're gonna go back in next month, I think, to make the decision. The Christmas market itself, it was not that amazing, same as always, only foods and some small stands with some handmade stuff. So peak bulk, I'm not really interested in food anymore, so I don't really get a warm feeling of that, just nauseous. But we did have a great lunch, which I probably will show you right now. And yeah, we're just gonna walk back to the car and go home. Alright guys, so it's currently the next day, early in the afternoon already. We did have a very busy morning this morning. Did my checkups with the clients, then we had a training session. I did legs today, which actually was a pretty good session for once. I'm experiencing some knee pain for the past couple of weeks, and today actually they felt amazingly smooth and pretty well to be able to push as maximal as possible on them. So that's great. What I do right now is I do stretches in the morning, simply squatting down, holding that position for a few minutes, a couple of rounds to loosen them up in the morning. And then pre-workout I always do extra lunges right now, just body weight, to get everything smooth and everything nice. So that works because I was able to train fully, and yeah, it was a good session. I just ate my post-workout meal, and later today there will be a guy coming over to make a price for having the wedding plans in the garden over here. So that's fun. I think we can discuss how we're gonna want to be able to set it up and make the most of it in the backyard. Now, what I did want to show you is last night there came a delivery from Iron Beast. Frederick has ordered a new bag for our meals to take them with us, because they do fit in our backpack, but we don't always have to take the backpack with us. I'm going to show you right now what it looks like. And I was pretty impressed by it. It was pretty cool. So they have a big compartment in the top, which you can access from the front as well. Over there. So that's nice. Carrying handle, 2 cold compartments on the side as well, left and right, and some extra space to put stuff. So pretty good addition to the collection we have. I think I have so many bags that I'm like a woman at this point, but yeah, it's cool to have another insulated bag. Now she does have a code for it, so I'll put it over here and you can just order yours with her code. Also the clothing they have really nice, so good suggestion if you're looking for gym wear or oversized clothing with joggers and t-shirts as well. That's a great brand to check out. I'm gonna do another startup right now because I still have to work on some plans and get some people ready for next week. So that's my next few hours, and then the guy will come over. So we're pretty scheduled up today. I will probably take you around for some meals, what I'm gonna eat next, and then we'll see each other again. So we have 450 potatoes, 175 chicken, 2 rice cakes with avocado on top, and she has chicken, veggies, and the same avocados with Heinz tomato ketchup, which I do not like, so I have a little bit of sriracha. Enjoy. Alright guys, so it's Sunday morning, 9:30. My first video just went live, so pretty fun morning. We had all the check-ins done already, so everyone's on their way for success for the upcoming week. And well, like I just said, I just launched the first video, which was a pretty big step for me because yeah, it's a new thing to get adjusted to get it in my schedule and to get it done every week, which is nice because I like to have some extra purpose, extra things to do, and just put some work in that. And I hope you guys like it. So if you liked that video, if you liked this video, please let me know in the comments and leave a like. But yeah, good start of the day. I'm gonna do a PT session with one of my clients later this morning, and meal prep. I'm gonna try to bake my own bread, so that will be fun. Frederica has done it until now, but I think I can do it as well. So let's try that. Let's give it a try, because when she's busy, I can make it, and it makes it a lot easier for her. And fresh bread tastes so crazy nice. We do have our own sourdough bread, and it's just the best bread I've ever eaten. So if you haven't done it yourself yet, try it. It is very easy, and it just takes a little bit of time, so you gotta schedule it out. But when you've done it and when you've tasted it, you don't want to go back. I'm gonna proceed my day, but I'm gonna leave this vlog here because yeah, just a busy day with stuff. I'm probably gonna show you the bread breaking process in the next video, so if you want to see that, stay tuned. And rest of it, have a nice day, have a nice weekend, and see you next one.